So I was just thinking, the world gives you the internet, an open forum for discussion. So why not just spill your thoughts? I think that in this world we normalize being insular and not um talking and conversing with others. And I think it all ties back into being present in the moment rather than living a passive life. And what I mean is, suppose you're, living out your day to day activities, going to work, going to school, going to the city to grab some food. You're really, you tend to just stick to yourself. 2 AirPods in, right? Walk from point A to point B. Go to the bus. Sit in your seat. But you notice that there's people around you, right? You know, people coming across the road, people, you know. An example from me is when I'm at the gym, there's people here, people there. But if you ever stop to just say hello, like if you've tried to do that, you'd find that it's rare to find someone who isn't happy to say hello. And what I'm trying to say is that if you step out of your comfort zone to just interact with someone and maybe, form a new relationship, it goes really far. And it gives you a lot more confidence and it gives you a lot more agency over your life, I'd say. Instead of just letting people come to you and become friends with you or, form relationships with you, get to know you, why don't you go out of your way to just take every opportunity to get to know people? And it loops back to being nice and respectful and being genuine. I think in society sometimes things that used to be normal, like, if you walk past someone, you'd tend to say hello, or you'd go, good morning, give them a smile. But, sometimes nowadays people don't even do that. You don't have those basic, things that show up as kindness. And I think it's important to make sure that we do that because humans fundamentally are social creatures. And if we don't uphold that, it leads to a lot more problems than you'd realize. And I think I'm not saying it's the sole defining factor of why people struggle with mental problems such as, depression, anxiety. But I think that the world becoming more digitally focused and orientated instead of being, authentically face to face is a contributing factor for sure. And I think sometimes we believe that the internet may be the solution when just going out of your way to be nice, to talk to people, and to share your thoughts with the world physically may just hold the solution to being happy or being more present than you are usually. And I don't know, I think that's really important that we're reminded that we should do that. It isn't normal to be to yourself. And I understand, you may be exempt if you have some sort of antisocial personality disorder or some neurodivergency that causes that. But in general, I think that you'll find a lot more benefit going out of your way to be outgoing and talking to others and sharing your experience of life with others. Because I'll share an anecdote of mine. I attend this social kind of league every Friday night. It's at a church, and I met this individual I was talking to, and they're obviously one of the people from the church. It's Latter-day Saints. That's their faith, and I was talking to them, and we just shared some really good interreligious conversation. We established that we have different beliefs. I'm Buddhist. They were Christian, and we just shared what was common about faith. Whilst in the beginning I didn't know this person whatsoever, but I decided to go out of my way and say hello, how's it going? I appreciate you holding this event, because just imagine that after it all, after your maybe 60, 70 years of living here, you didn't go out of your way to talk to people, to get to know others. And you just are left with some people, your family, your immediate family, some of your good friends that you made back in primary school or high school. Instead of this beautiful community of people that we have around us in our cities, I'm not saying that you need to be close with every single person, but I say that you get to know people and talk to people and be nice to people, because you will find a lot more benefit and you'll find a lot more opportunity in doing that than sticking to yourself. It may be hard to go out and, be social, where you have a lot of factors that may influence you to do otherwise, or am I going to be judged? But I think I'm a testament here, right? I'm just speaking about something really random because I felt like it needed to be said. But yeah, I think it's really important that firstly, we're nice, we're present, and that we talk to people. Thanks. I appreciate your time.